There's no turning back now. We know UFO disclosure is coming. War is happening all around the world. There is rumors that things are happening with North Korea. What has Trump really got up his sleeve, and what is coming to distract us from all of that? We're going to talk about it tonight, and I need you to pray for my voice because I don't have much of a voice tonight. Let's go.
You're watching The Big Picture.
All right, what's up, everybody? As you can tell, we had our Big Picture Prophecy Conference, and I screamed my voice out. So I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to be relying on the Queen to help me a little bit more tonight than normal. Ladies and gentlemen, let's work her in right now. There's the Queen. There she is.
Let's just say Prophecy Conference 26. Prophecy Conference 26.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, right off the bat, if you're in the live chat and you were at the Prophecy Conference or you were able to watch it, no, we had some blips at the beginning. We had some technical issues. You know why? It was an overwhelming success, and it overloaded the servers. We did not see that coming. No. It was insane. But let us know if you were there.
Yes.
Or if you were online and watched it. It was insane, Sandy. It was incredible.
Listen, it far exceeded any expectations I ever imagined. And I want to know from all of you, what would you rate it 1 through 10? That might be a little dangerous, but I'm pretty confident. So
I'm gonna give it off the chain. They're saying off the chain. Everybody's saying off the chain. That's Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
Let me just tell you, man. All right, do I get to rate it?
Yeah, go ahead. You can rate it.
11.
Okay, you give it an 11. All right.
All right. What do you rate
confidence. I'll give it an 11 too.
Come on, that's how we felt about it.
I like how you're moving there. I like how you're rolling.
Somebody said it really smoothly.
Really went smoothly.
Someone says, I was a Sweet Home, Alabama. Says, I was there. I met Sandy.
Yes, we met Minnie.
Wait a minute. I met Sandy in the ladies' room. Is that what I said? I met Lady in the Sandy's room. Loved the conference. So
Sandy in the ladies' room. Yes, we did. We talked several minutes, and I really enjoyed meeting her.
People saying 10. Come on.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Pastor Larry kind of still has a voice. I was online. Thank you. Come on. Yeah, I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it. I screamed my voice out. I mean, there was so much excitement in the room. Yes. I was just yelling and screaming and hooting and hollering. It was amazing.
Lee Reese said she baptized herself in her bathtub.
Y'all, if you don't know what she's talking about, let me just say right off the bat. Now, we're going to get into the news, but I want to tell you something. At the end of last night's service, we had a baptism. We baptized 28 people in the baptistry at our church. And then we did something that I've never seen done anywhere else. I'm not saying it hadn't been done, but I've never seen it. And people are telling me they're in the industry, they've never seen it. I felt the Lord telling me to do a baptism, a digital baptism for our online Big Picture Church family. So we did that. And y'all, the testimonies that are rolling in, and we're seeing them in the live chat right now.
Bravo, Mike.
Bravo, Mike was there.
100 out of 10. We'll take it.
We got to meet you and your crew. But people are testifying and sending in messages that they got in their bathtub, they got in the shower, they got in the swimming pool.
Don't get me started. I almost started
They poured water on their head from the kitchen sink.
An entire family got in the swimming pool.
It was absolutely amazing.
After driving home for I don't know how many hours, watched the baptism part like 9, 10, 12 hours. Yep. Were they there Sunday morning? I think they were there Sunday.
Yeah.
Drove home. Maybe it wasn't 12 hours, but many hours. Watched online, watched the baptism, was so moved, got in the swimming pool.
It was amazing.
I
mean, look, I was baptized in the shower. Y'all, I'm going to start crying. I'm telling you.
I told you, you're going to make me start crying too.
This was amazing.
Oh my goodness.
This was the most amazing experience that we have had.
It was.
One of the top ever. But even especially with the big picture, nothing can compare. We were not prepared for it. The highlight for me, other than we had somebody saved, we had people, there's bodies healed, we had the baptism.
Yes.
It was such a highlight to meet so many of you in person, get pictures.
Yeah.
Many of you got my book. If you got my book, let me know if you've started it yet and what you think about it. But if you don't like it, don't say anything.
Heidi said she baptized herself with a cup of water.
Oh, my goodness. See, y'all might think that's silly. But it's not silly because it was the commitment that mattered.
Before that, we had communion. And I'm betting everybody that was doing communion online also did not have crackers and grape juice.
Right.
So, they had to improvise, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. It was just amazing. I'm still overwhelmed. I can't even tell you. We don't have enough time to tell you the testimonies that we've already gotten.
No, but here's the big thing. I didn't talk to one single person that was not excited, that was not grateful, that was not just starving for a move of God, and I just can't. A cute couple drove from upstate New York.
Yes.
Drove from upstate New York.
Yeah.
Another family with 2 small children drove from Canada.
From Canada to Birmingham, Alabama.
Because of the hunger for a move of God. And quite frankly, just to be in a room of people that feel and live and want the same things they do.
So Captain Potato Sparrow, which I love that name, love and blessings from UK. I don't know if you're the one, but somebody commented today, I can't remember who it was, that baptized themselves, I believe, in their bathtub in the United Kingdom. I mean, so that means people around the world were joining in and baptizing, making new commitments, people getting saved, getting in the water. Yeah. They don't have a church. They don't have a pastor yet. So we're their pastors, and we just came on there.
And you're their church, and you're their family, and you're their tribe. So...
So people saying they live in Montgomery, they're going to visit my church soon. Come on, that's amazing. Billy, come on, Billy, love you, man. Says everything flowed with excellence and anointing. Come on.
Well, you were part of that, sir. Thank you for everything you did.
You helped make it happen, brother. Yeah. See, people are, look, there they are, living in Bradford County. You didn't change it. It used to be Space Coast, but that's my man there. Says we were there, and I'm still going to watch it again online. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and out him. Living in Bradford County. They're the family that we're talking about that got baptized in the swimming pool. Yeah. If I'm looking at your name right, but they drove up from Florida. Look, we're not going to spend the whole night talking about this, but we got to just acknowledge what an amazing.
And we're
day.
going to try to show some pictures at some point if we can get everything to work correctly.
I'll do 2 different sessions. Okay. The first one because since we're talking about meeting some people, and by the way, please understand we got a ton of pictures. We couldn't put them up here. We ran out of time.
I do know what you're talking about. Bravo, Mike, and praise God.
This is just a few highlights here of getting a chance to meet some of you guys.
Look at those beautiful faces. Look at that young man right there. He was the sweetest little thing.
Yeah, yes, oh yes.
His name is Zane. Yep. What a cutie.
Yeah. So we have families there from all over the country and even from Canada.
Yes.
So look, hey, I'm not going to try to sell you a lot of stuff tonight. That's not what I'm going to do, but I am going to tell you. prophecyconference27.com. It's already up.
And not only that, you can still purchase the streaming.
Yes, you can.
And experience all of this for yourself. Someone said Joseph C. was amazing. Quite frankly, he was. He was very amazing. Alan DiDio, Tony Merkel, Paul Begley, this guy here, amazing.
This woman here was amazing. She did tremendous.
We're so thankful.
But look, you can go to prophecyconference26.com and purchase the streaming ticket, and you're going to get a link where you can watch the replay. So it's still available. And what's so great is Ricardo and Nuccio, which is our great friends that built our website, was there. They were so amazing. Yes. We were overloaded at the beginning. They were fixing stuff like crazy, but they have already sorted it out. So if you go to prophecyconference26.com and get the streaming ticket for $29, you're going to be able to replay all of it. And each day is now broke down into segments. Every session has its own window. You'll be able to just watch it like you were there again. So if you missed it and you're hearing these testimonies, you're like, I want to be a part of this. Everything, the praise and worship, the speakers, the round tables, the Q&As, the altar calls, the baptisms, all of that is there. prophecyconference26.com. Get the streaming ticket. But if you want to go ahead and lock in next year, Prophecy Conference 27, how easy is that to remember, .com. We are realizing right off the bat, saying we don't even know where we're going to have it because we need a larger facility. It's just, we were almost out of room in this one.
We're working on that we're starting to work on that this week.
Yeah. Yeah. People were saying the baptism last night was amazing.
Was it not the most heartfelt thing?
All of you went to another level at the conference. I watched and I got my Noah book Friday as well. Come on. So y'all let me know if you've been reading the book. Let me know what you think about it.
We might need to mention just quickly, as if we didn't have enough things going on already. We have an installer
Yeah, true.
here in the house.
In the house.
Working as we're doing the show. So if you hear strange noises or even strange voices, you've been warned.
And by the way, you've also been warned that at any moment, one of us may need to leave the screen to go help this guy.
We're not going for snacks.
Yeah.
Going to talk to the installer.
But can I just say, as a geek pastor, how excited I am that I'm getting fiber internet for our studio here.
He can't even be dealt with.
This is amazing. It's amazing. So that's what's
what a snob he's going to be now.
Yep. He says, Sweet Home Alabama said, I'm excited for next year. I've only been to 3 conferences in my 40 years of my Christian walk. You guys were my 3rd. Oh, what a blessing.
Sweet.
So, all right. So let's get into the news of the day. Trump is now talking about where he thinks things are going in the negotiations. And just hang on, let me adjust my camera here. This is what we do, y'all. We're always on the fly. There we go. He says that there's a new, listen to the wording here, Iran regime in place and talking. But the U.S. will blow up its power infrastructure if no deal. So it's like you just don't know where we are at in this thing because it goes up and down. But President Donald Trump suggested in a message on Monday morning that a, quote, new and more reasonable regime has taken over Iran and is talking to Washington, but warned he was willing to obliterate Iran's energy infrastructure if talks did not lead to a durable agreement. Trump made the declaration in a message on his website, Truth Social. What remains of the Iranian government after the elimination of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has repeatedly denied Trump's claims that it is in conversation with the American government, while also stating that it has responded to the American proposals, which would be impossible without a conversation. Yeah. So just listen. Just listen. I mean, that's just crazy, the things that are being said.
Oh, my goodness.
So he says great progress has been made, but if for any reason a deal is not shortly reached, which it probably will be, and if the Hormuz Strait is not immediately open for business, he continued, we will conclude our lovely stay in Iran by blowing up and completely obliterating all of their electrical generating plants, oil wells, and Karg Island, and possibly all desalination plants, which we have purposely yet not touched. This will be the retribution for our many soldiers and others that Iran has butchered and killed over the old regime's 47-year reign of terror. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
What do you think about that? These statements will blow up your power infrastructure, will destroy your desalination plants. Okay.
That directly affects civilians.
That is exactly what I'm getting at. Yeah, that sounds big and bad.
Yeah.
And maybe it caused them to stand to attention, but any thinking person would come to the conclusion, sadly, you wouldn't really do that because
you won't do that.
You do not want to harm these innocent civilians
and
these
look,
people that have already been under so much torture.
He's not going to do that on that level. Not because, and I'm not saying he's not compassionate, but not out of compassion. But he knows that if he did all those things that he listed, the whole world would turn against him.
Hello.
It'd be over.
I know he talks a lot. He says a lot of things, whatever. I'm not going to be surprised if someone doesn't just call him out on that or just, come out and just, because that's not realistic. And how long is it until someone just has something smart to say about it?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, people are in there talking about their gas prices. Somebody said in Florida it went from $3.89 to $4.39 in 24 hours.
You have to be kidding me.
Wow.
You're talking, is that 50 cents?
Well, I mean, the math ain't mathing in my head, baby. You got to do the math.
That's horrible.
It's horrible.
It has gone to $3.69 and $3.79. We took Pastor Paul and Heidi back to the airport today. I started noticing Saturday night, we had one station out of probably 5 or 6 I pass on my way to and from church that went to $3.69. Now multiple are at $3.69 and a couple of them are $3.79, which is for our area, that's pretty painful. That's pretty painful.
Look, I like this comment here that somebody said. I heard someone say today, to take him seriously, but don't take him literally. That's a pretty good statement there.
I like that.
He's serious. He will follow through with his threats,
right?
But he seems to always, just really the shock value
Yes.
But
That's it. That's
but
the
then he
shock
don't,
value.
yeah, but you don't go to the shock value.
Yeah. He's
And
gonna
I agree, Matt. The UFO disclosure is a cover up for Epstein and many other things. I 100% agree with it. But the bottom line is this: whatever it's a cover up for, and it is a cover up, it's coming. It's inevitable. There's a point of no return. It's coming. We discussed that as well at the conference, and we had some very serious intelligence that we talked about, and that from the government, and depending on where you fall on what aliens are, UFOs, all this kind of stuff. Ultimately, when it comes to the possibility of disclosure, it doesn't matter because it's coming,
right?
And it is a psyop. It is a distraction.
And we talk about this. I think we have talked about this, but I think it's worth mentioning again. I think we are going to see something. That doesn't mean that it's not technology, that it's not a projection, but I do believe they're going to let us or cause us to see something. What are you laughing at?
He said he changed his handle back just for me to Space Coast.
Thank you.
Dude,
we like that one.
That's so much better. Yeah.
I like that name.
I know your real name, but I told you face to face. I'm sorry. You'll always be Space Coast to me.
Exactly.
That's awesome. But you're right. But Trump continued to go on, baby, said President Donald Trump is seriously weighing a military operation to extract nearly 1,000 pounds of highly enriched uranium from Iran. Now, what I'm being told and what I'm reading is that this is what the boots on the ground is about, that they're supposedly not necessarily going to be going house to house like in Iraq and things like that. But the boots on the ground they know where this uranium is underground, and they're going into certain areas to secure this and take it out.
Yeah, how deep underground would this be?
Yeah, and how do you safely go in as a soldier and extract enriched uranium and get it on a plane and get it home? I know there's ways to do it, obviously, but that just seems like that's dangerous in itself. Just to haul that out. But that's supposedly one of the reasons why the ground troops are happening.
Well, don't forget, the president has told you he's got technologies and things you don't even understand.
It's true.
Stuff you don't know about.
Hey, listen, we talked to, and I'm not going to out it who it is, but we talked to one of the people that was there that was foreign military. He told us back in, what would he say, 2008? Was it 2018? I can't remember.
8, 12, something like that.
Yeah. He used a weapon himself that could see through the walls. And he said, not just see through the walls and not an infrared shadow of people.
Right.
It was like you could see the man, you could see the woman, you could see the child, see the dog. And he said he brought that, he come home and talked about that. And they all thought, his whole family thought it was crazy. And then a few months later, he's watching the news and they talked about a police department in Seattle who had the same type of technology. And they all looked at him and said, well, I guess we need to start listening to you. So that was a long time ago. I can't remember exactly how long ago it was. Well, what do we have now? So so we have the ability to do a lot of these things.
Oh, yes. And look, TV shows and movies, they leak that stuff out. Remember I used to love to watch that show, La Femme Nikita? Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
That's been years ago.
I used to call you Nikita.
Probably 20 or more years ago. And the operations department or room, that are sitting in front of all the computers and overseeing everything, they had what they called panels.
Yeah.
And they were essentially tablets.
Yeah.
That we have today.
Mm-hmm.
And even the show CSI Miami, I think they used different pieces of technology or, different things that
they were telling us
that, we can see today. And if what we have now, the military, the government is so much farther advanced, and especially these private corporations.
Yeah. We're going to show you some of that tonight, too.
Yeah, it's
later on in the show.
It's really amazing.
It's mind-boggling. You're exactly right. Pentagon preps weeks-long ground ops in Iran as U.S. Marines arrive in the theater. The Pentagon is preparing for what could become weeks-long ground operations inside Iran, including special op raids and limited infantry missions, as U.S. forces, including a Marine expeditionary unit, now in theater, continue to build up for a potentially more dangerous next phase of Operation Epic Fury, according to a report published in the Washington Post. It said there are plans under discussion that would stop short of a full-scale invasion and instead center on targeted ground missions involving a mix of special ops and conventional infantry. The report said the planning underway for weeks has included possible operations involving Karg Island. Boy, I tell you, Karg Island has become a big
are
thing.
hearing about this place.
This is a big place. It's just a little tiny island, but it is massive.
It's obviously very important strategically or whatever.
So they're calling it Iran's primary oil export hub, as well as raids on coastal positions near the Strait of Hormuz, targeting capabilities used to threaten freedom of navigation through the strategic airway. So, yeah, they're getting ready. It sounds like they're getting ready. And here's the thing that's frustrating for people watching it, like me and you, and just common citizens watching it. We have the bad taste of Iraq and Afghanistan in our mouth. And it's like,
of course,
we hear what's being said, but we heard what was said then. So it's like we hope and pray that this is limited,
right,
that we do have intelligence to know that, and it's accurate, that we can go in, that we can have very limited, if no casualties. We can use some of these weapons like we're talking about, where humans are not put on the front lines. We can go in there and do what we got to do and get out and not have a long-term war there. I don't care if you love Donald Trump with all your heart.
Yes.
I would say, I'm probably guessing here, you do not want a long-term war.
Yeah, you let this war drag out. You let us start. Hey, BP.
What's up, BP?
Current futures market tonight.
$115.
Brent crude at 115. That's not good.
That's not good.
Yeah, you let this problem in the Strait of Hormuz. You let a lot of bodies start coming home.
Yeah,
that's not going to bode very well.
No,
none of us like that.
No, the world will turn on Trump. You know, they're saying one thing right now. They're trying to act big. Some of these other countries, but they're really intimidated and scared of him. So they're behind the scenes. A lot of these people are supporting him, but they will openly come against him if this goes into a prolonged effect in a war. But here's the thing, y'all. I don't claim to be a military expert. I was not in the military. I respect the military with every fiber of my being. But one thing that I know spiritually speaking, the demonic forces that are in Persia and Iran and that form of Islam, they're not just going to give up. No. I'm telling you, they're just not going to just say, you've bombed us enough. Okay, you win.
No, they're going to dig in.
They're not going to do that. They're going to dig in.
They think this is their time and this is their moment they've been waiting for.
Right.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Now, I agree with Pamela. You know, she says, I wouldn't want any other president than this one to guide us through this time. Sure. I 100% agree with that. Yeah. I mean, nobody has the boldness and the spine that Donald Trump has.
We agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
And hey, guys, keep those baptism testimonies and coming in. I'm still trying to glance and read every opportunity I can.
And we'll go back and read all of them.
We love them. We love them. We love them.
Yeah, keep letting us know. If you come in late, we want to know, were you at the Big Picture Prophecy Conference?
Or did you watch the stream?
Did you watch the stream? And then did you also participate in the baptism? Yeah. Now, 28 of you were baptized in water in our church. Right. But apparently tens, maybe 20s, maybe hundreds around the world were baptized virtually. And you say, well, is that biblical? Well, yeah, because it wasn't that, that they just went in there and poured a cup of water on top of their head and got in their baptism. They did it when a man of God said, right now, I baptize you in the name of the Father, the name of Jesus, in the name of the Holy Ghost. Come on. So it was incredible, y'all. I mean, I could talk all night long about this conference. It was just amazing. I'm still buzzing from it. So now, talking about the American troops in the Middle East, what about this? There are now over 50,000 American troops in the Middle East. Arrival of 2,500 Marines and 2,500 sailors is keeping the number of American troops in the region at roughly 10,000 more than usual. That's a lot of soldiers. That's a lot of soldiers.
How many vessels are over there? How many different countries represented over there?
I don't know. It says the USS Tripoli entered the Singapore Strait earlier this month. 2,500 Marines have been dispatched to the Middle East as part of this. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but this is just to point out that you don't send all of them over there just as a scare tactic we're so stretched thin right now as it is. There's a plan for those soldiers. So we need to be praying for those soldiers, praying for their families. Because I don't care how good your weapons are. I don't care how advanced your technology is. Yeah. When bullets are flying and bombs are exploding, even your technology, people still get injured and people still die.
Of course. Scroll back and catch that comment from BP. That was pretty smart, BP. Could we be seeing the spirits moving the kings of the earth to war?
Well, BP, do you want me to go ahead and answer that? 100% yes. Absolutely yes. I am convinced, just from what I've read in Scripture, one of the, if not the, and I can't prove this, but one of the, if not the most powerful principalities in the whole demonic realm, second and under Lucifer, is the Prince of Persia. Because we have a specific story in the Bible where one of the greatest men of God that's ever lived and one of the greatest seers, prophets, whatever you want to call it, of end times, the times we're living in right now, Daniel, for 21 days, he waited on an answer. And the Bible says the angel came in and said, I want you to know first, I've been trying to fight to get to you for 21 days, 3 weeks. I've been trying to get through the second heaven into the first heaven and into the earth to answer you, but I have been held up by the Prince of Persia. And it took the most mighty warring angel in all of heaven that's mentioned, his name is Michael, to be released, to come down as a reinforcement to release this devil, this fallen angel. I believe the Prince of Persia has never left that region. I believe that there is principalities of Assyria. There's Grecian principalities. They're all over the Middle East. They're the most powerful principality in the world is not over America. It's over the Middle East. It's because Israel is the enemy over there. So there's a big one here. Don't get me wrong. And there's multiple ones here. But I do believe, BP, to answer that question, I absolutely believe that we are seeing the return of the little g gods, knowing they have one last surge, one last attempt to wipe out the image bearers of God, which is us. You got your book? That is why I wrote this book, The Final Flood. Many of you have already got your copy. You can get them now. In fact, I wasn't going to do it right now, but I'm this early in the show. My mouth stopped working. That's so great.
Oh, that's great.
That's wonderful. All right. Okay, now watch this. Y'all, this is you. In Christian spiritual warfare on Amazon, #1. We're #1 right now, and we're only in pre-order. That's you that did that. I didn't do that. I wrote the book. I don't have anything to do with this. That's you jumping on board. Of all the new releases in Christian spiritual warfare on all of Amazon, we're #1. That's amazing. You click on the book and watch this. It's actually on sale. I found out that when a pre-release gets momentum, Amazon will run spot sales. So they knocked the $2 off of it. It's now $20. But look at the Kindle. If you got the Kindle and you like Kindle, it was $21.99 for the Kindle. It's only $9.99 now. So look at that. I love that right there. Look there. #1 new release. That's awesome. I'm so thankful for that.
Can we talk about how, if you weren't able to be there or do streaming this weekend, you can still do that?
Yeah, we did, but we can do it again.
Do it again. Okay. And I saw someone had a question and it got answered in chat. That's great. Wanting to know if they could go back and watch what they missed.
ProphecyConference26.com. ProphecyConference26.com. Purchase the streaming option, just like you're going to, like it hadn't even happened yet. Go through the checkout. You're going to get an email. You'll get a link, and that link will take you back, and you'll be able to watch the entire. In fact, just share your heart a little bit, and maybe I can even show them what it looks like.
Great. Again, it was an amazing time. I loved meeting you guys. I loved everybody that I was able to get a picture with. It was so sweet this morning when we picked Pastor Paul and Heidi up at their hotel to take them to the airport. We saw 3 of our ladies, Bravo Mike, and her 2 ladies that were with her. They were checking out as we were picking up Paul and Heidi. It was so cool to see them one more time. But what moved me so much about this conference is just the hunger of the people,
Yes.
the desperation to be with like-minded people and be in a move of God. Their hearts were so happy and so grateful. That just absolutely wrecked me.
Yeah, me too.
Loved it. Loved
So
it.
look, this is what you'll get. You'll get a link to this. If you go to Prophecy Conference 26, this is what it will look like. And you look at this, how cool this is. You've got day 1. We had 3 sessions on day 2 and 2 sessions on day 3.
Right.
It's already broke down.
Yeah.
So like you click on the finals. Let's click on this one right here.
While you're
opening
going
night.
there, I just want to say many of you love and follow Pastor Paul Begley. You need to get the conference just for that alone if you are a lover and follower of Pastor Paul. He was tremendous.
Yeah. Yes, he was.
Tremendous.
That was the best I'd ever heard him preach.
Oh, so good. And he helped baptize 28 people. And I know he was tired because he had preached twice yesterday.
Let's play a little bit of it.
I mean, Andre, he's the best. I know he is. So, but anyway, I just want to say to all, I want to encourage you all because the enemy is going to try to trip us up or going to try to make us doubt or going to try to create division or, all kinds of different things in the body of Christ. He's already trying that. What we have to do is be way ahead of him.
Thank you for that super chat.
The power of prayer. The
Thanks, Vic.
Parking lot. And it was at that moment I grabbed
baboons.
Some of you are here tonight and you are believing God for a supernatural breakthrough in your family this weekend. You don't know what you're going to do if you don't get it. I'm here to tell you, you're going to get it this weekend.
He didn't lie.
He didn't lie.
There ain't no lie.
The Red Church is here. Like Tony was just saying, like Bishop Allen. How many of you love the way Bishop Allen talks?
So when you go to prophecyconference26.com and get the streaming option, you'll be able to watch all of this. Now, I just saw the question from Delane. Please forgive us. We promised to send all the in-person tickets a streaming access as well today. We ran into an issue with our email server that we're fixing. And either later this evening or tomorrow, I'm going to promise you that if you were there in person and you purchased an in-person ticket, you're also going to be sent a link to be able to watch the archive. We just couldn't get it out today like we wanted to. We had a lot of things happen with our server, but that's coming. So just hold on. It's coming tonight or it's coming tomorrow. Wasn't that amazing? Just to see that again, just to take us back.
God, that touched me all over again. Wow.
All right. Rubio says that the U.S. is hopeful in private talks after Iran fractures. I just want to read his comment here on this one. He says, we are hopeful that that's the case, that we'll have a deal. He says, but there are clearly people there talking to us in ways that previous people in charge in Iran have not spoken to us in the past. Some of the things they're willing to do. Rubio nonetheless also denounced the Islamic Republic in broad strokes, insisting the war aimed to end its nuclear weapons building capacity, which President Donald Trump said he accomplished during an attack last year. He says, these people are lunatics, they're insane, they're religious zealots who can never be allowed to possess a nuclear weapon because they have apocalyptic vision of the future. And you know what? Yep. I agree. Mm-hmm. I agree because you're not going to convince me that they were never going to use those weapons.
Well, you know what?
They were going to use them.
You don't have to wonder, okay? They let it be known, you're the great Satan, and we want to wipe Israel and off the map, and probably you as well.
Yeah.
So they tell you up front. There's no mystery.
There's no mystery. There's no mystery. Well, good news. TSA agents got their checks today. Good. Most of them did. I was so busy with the conference, I don't even really know. First I thought the shutdown was over, but apparently they got a deal where they was going to pay the people there, that's the TSA agents, but the shutdown is continuing.
So are they caught up? Or are they still 2 behind?
I think they're caught up.
Okay.
I think they're caught up.
Well,
y'all can let me know in the live chat.
Tell us in chat if you
we got a TSA agent in there.
If
so
you've got
let us know.
if you can share the full story, please give us the full update.
All right, so let's listen here. What's his name?
Bill.
Bill, yeah.
Bill Hemmer.
Right, Bill Hemmer. All right, so he's saying this. Let him tell us.
You could see it is just empty here. So this is a beautiful sight for these travelers, TSA agents. As Bill mentioned, they're expected more of them to get paid today, but still many have not returned to work on Saturday here in Houston. 38% of TSA officers here at Bush Airport called out. Now, Border Czar Tom Holman was at this airport last week to see how things were going. He said those ICE officers would stay here until operations were back to normal. Check out these pictures I took on Friday. ICE officers here behind security checkpoints helping carry those carry-on bags right into the scanners. And then we have video from LaGuardia Airport here in New York City. ICE officers seen checking IDs with TSA equipment and helping also with those carry-on bags. Now, we're told they're not screening bags, and this allows them to basically free up those TSA agents who could focus on the screening of the bags. Now, ICE officers told me that it's been taking them about 10 hours of training before they're able to help out and check those IDs. Now, from what I've been seeing here on the ground, those ICE officers have been working with TSA agents. And I have to say, those TSA agents seem really happy about this because they need all the help they can get right now. And before we go, I mean, it's a bad problem for me to have, good problem for everyone else, but there's not even really passengers for a lot of passengers for me to go and talk to because
Look, I want to just point out what she just said. She said the quiet part out loud. Did you hear? She said, "It's bad for me, but good for you." Do you know what she was saying? She didn't realize that she said it. I don't have any chaos to report on. I wish this place was in chaos.
Yeah.
Because she goes on to show an empty airport
Right. We
that
all
things are moving.
understand if it bleeds, it leads, right?
Now, people are saying, Space Coast said he's a TSA agent, says we've received 4 weeks so far, still shut down and missing a week. But I also want to just say thank you to Cindy Eriks. She says, I'm loving your book and I'm reading and commenting it on my own channel. So I'm blessed by that. So she's reacting to it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
We got to check that out.
Okay, he said, we haven't had any ICE help at MCO. That's with Orlando. Come on. All right. So, yeah. Very interesting times. I am glad that part is done. They got it out for ICE, all because of Minnesota. And what happened in Minnesota, they feel like they have momentum to get rid of ICE. They're not going to get rid of ICE. And Minnesota, by the way, was a psyop. It was also a distraction because do you hear anything about Minnesota anymore? ICE is still there. They're still arresting and deporting criminals. It's just the news has moved on. Yeah. All right. So one of the questions, Sandy, that's come up, and we talked about this on this show. We could go back. Now, we're not going to be, I'm not critical of anybody that does this, but we're not going to go back and prove where we were right on things. Okay. Because honestly, if I wanted to do that, I couldn't remember when I said things anyway, to go back and do it. I don't have any of my archiving my stuff and researching it and metadata and all that to be able to search what I said. But I remember saying to you when we first reported on the massive new ballroom,
yes,
me and you both said on this show,
yes,
there is no way that this is just going to be a ballroom when you've got this many tech giants investing, supposedly paying for it.
How about this? There's no telling what's already under the White House.
White House. I'm not talking about the White House.
I know, but the entire complex, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Didn't they do they basically tore the thing apart in the 40s or 50s. Mm-hmm. And there's no telling what they did at that time, what they installed. But yes, the technology that's probably underneath this ballroom is oh
yeah, we're going to talk about it. I'll show you this. Now you were talking about the young engaged couple that came from upstate New York.
Oh yeah, I just saw that.
He showed me his icon, so I recognized him. Our
kids are back in
your friends and family are back to New York,
and we're happy to hear it. Thank you for letting us know.
Made it home safe. I just watched your conference last weekend, loved it. I waited 15 years for others to start talking about this stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. The Roars of Righteousness. What a name.
I love that. I love that.
Very well.
People are saying they got their book today. They got their book. Somebody's saying, reading your book right now. Y'all are blessing, Mom. Oh, man, you just blessed me. But let's talk about this ballroom. Mm-hmm. President Donald Trump openly admits that the military is building a massive complex under the ballroom. So let's just look at this right here. And I think I might have a video. Do I have a video? Yes, let's watch what he says here.
did something today. We just got these in from the architects. A lot of people are talking about how beautiful the ballroom is. For 150 years, they've wanted to build a ballroom at the White House. And other presidents have wanted it. When we have dignitaries coming like President Xi of China or anybody else, we have very small rooms. They're not big enough to handle the kind of capacity that you need. And this is the same height as the White House. It's an incredible fitting. You see what that is, right? Nice. I'll show you. Here's another view. This is coming from right opposite the Treasury building. Beautiful Capitol. Beautiful building. One of the, I think it'll be the finest ballroom of its kind anywhere in the world. A lot of people are giving it really good reviews. Some are giving it reviews without even seeing the building, because this just came out today. These pictures we just made today. We got rid of, quite a while ago, the stairs on the south side, and it's become really beautiful. But it matches and fits the White House. It's also capable of handling the inauguration. We have all bulletproof glass. We have drone-proof roofs, ceilings, everything's drone-proof and bulletproof. And unfortunately, we're living in an age where that's a good thing. And this is the view from the Treasury, opposite the Treasury. Let me see another one of them. Here's a view from on the south with the porch, which is a porch, and it's also a...
Now, it looks beautiful. He goes on to say, and I don't know how much further it is in the video. Now, the military is building a big complex under the ballroom. This is a direct quote from the President of the United States, which has come out recently because of some stupid lawsuit that was filed. But the military is building a massive complex under the ballroom, and that's under construction, and we're doing very well with it. So we're ahead of schedule. It's part of it. And the ballroom essentially becomes a shed. Listen to what he says. And the ballroom essentially becomes a shed for what's being built under the military, including from drones and including from other things. The glass on the windows, you see the big windows? The glass is extremely thick. It's high-grade bulletproof glass. So all the windows are bulletproof. And I think the Times wrote to you, some of the windows are fake. We have no fake window. He can't stand it when people try to say false stuff. They said they talked about a stairway to the south. We don't have a stairway in the south. That was replaced a long time ago. But this is a view from the north. And that's it. If you see it, it fits with the White House. It's almost a twin to the White House. It's something that we just wanted to pay tribute to the White House, and it does that, fits it beautifully.
What are they going to do? Like open the cellar doors and drones come flying out of the bottom?
I don't know. Now,
Oh
according to the New York Times, did a hit piece on it and some others. When he showed the big front, the first one where it's got all the steps, supposedly the steps are not, they don't go up to anything. It's just, there's no door. You can't, it's all a facade. Okay. So a lot of this is a facade. And, it is what it is.
What's the latest numbers? Was it 300 million, 600 million to build?
I don't know. It's probably a lot more than that. They're telling us that because that was probably just for the shed.
The shed.
That's just for the shed, y'all.
Oh, okay.
I mean, look, if you're going to tear down something connected to the White House and rebuild something on this scale, you going to tell me that you're not going to put state-of-the-art, big-time stuff underground?
Exactly.
I mean, there's no telling what. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of disclosure. Maybe they come up in the new shed out of their underground place where they're being kept.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I need to see, though.
Yeah.
I don't. I may be acting a little coy or whatever, but I want to know. I want to see.
Yeah. Now, as we've stated before, we are not trying to hide the fact that we voted for Trump, but that don't make us worship at the feet of Donald Trump. Okay.
No. or agree with every
No.
decision.
No, but the bottom line is, I'd rather have him being our president right now than anybody else. And
Yes.
I didn't elect a pastor.
Right.
I elected a president. But I've often said, and I'll say it again tonight, nobody loves Donald Trump more than Donald Trump.
That is true.
That is so true. Donald Trump's signature is going to appear on paper currency
Oh, come on.
for a first. It's a first for a sitting president. President Donald Trump is adding his name to U.S. dollar bills. The first time a sitting president's signature will go on paper currency. Trump's signature will go on the bills in honor of the country's 250th anniversary. Historically, paper currency carries the signatures of the Treasury Secretary and the Treasurer. Quote, the president's mark on history as architect of America's golden age economic revival is undeniable, Scott Bessent from Treasury Secretary said in a statement. Printing a signature on the American currency is not only appropriate, but also well-deserved. U.S. paper currency has featured the treasurers along with the Treasury Secretary's signatures since it was first printed in 1861. Trump's signature on the dollar bills is not the only representation of him Americans can expect to see on U.S. currency this year. So, your thoughts? I mean, it's not breaking news or anything. It's not on the comfort of the war in Iran and all this other stuff. But I just thought I'd throw that in there. That's just interesting to me.
That is very interesting, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are not going to like that.
So somebody's saying they're paying $6 a gallon in California. Lord, Hope, amen, 8087. I'm praying for you, Hope.
Yes.
I mean, we need some good
That's
Holy
bad.
Ghost people to stay in California and pray for God to bring a
Right.
revival, but California's in a mess.
I know. It's the climate is just so amazing out there in a lot of the state, but you got to deal with a lot to stay there.
Somebody said they gave the conference a 10 plus. Somebody said a
Okay.
12.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
Looks like people enjoyed the conference, babe.
I hope so.
I know I did.
Hey, if you really, really enjoyed it, share it with friends.
Yeah.
Encourage them.
Because they
to-
can go back and watch it.
Yeah.
ProphecyConference26.com. ProphecyConference26.com.
Good stuff.
All right. Bank of America has agreed to pay a $72.5 million settlement over an Epstein lawsuit. Did you hear about this?
No, I did not.
Okay, so they've agreed to settle this lawsuit claiming it enabled Jeffrey Epstein. The lawsuit claimed Bank of America ignored. This is just sick because I'm telling you, they didn't ignore it. They knew it was happening. Ignored red flags, allegedly. Allegedly, they did. In my opinion, while others doing business with Epstein and his associates, according to the New York Post, the bank. So the lawsuit claimed could have brought law enforcement down upon Epstein sooner if it had adopted a see no evil policy. Epstein died, supposedly, allegedly, in 2019 in a federal jail while awaiting trial for charges.
Wow.
So
How much have you had to redact out of this?
probably I
article?
barely was able to even read this article. Still.
Tampa
All right.
Bay area 429. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
All right, so let's continue rapid firing, Sandy. We got a lot of news to cover tonight. This right here is shocking. You know, we saw what's his name? Nick, is it Nick Sorter?
Nick Sorter.
Nick Sorter. He's the one that went to Minneapolis,
Right.
right? And we had the Leering Center. Remember that?
The
Leering Center. That will be legendary. No one will
Yeah.
ever forget it in our generation, the Leering Center.
Genius move right there.
So what's this guy says? He says Los Angeles hospice scam makes Minnesota's Leering Center scam look tiny.
Welfare fraud is eating America alive. Forget Somali Leering Center. Say hello to Los Angeles Hospice. In a report last week, Dr. Oz, who is currently the head of Medicare and Medicaid, found 72 fraudulent hospice companies in a single building in L.A. Across L.A., there's an estimated 700 hospices that have triggered multiple red
Nick
flags,
Shirley.
which Dr. Oz estimates
Oh,
at
sorry.
nearly $3.5 billion of
Thank you.
fraud. To give you a sense of scale, California has about a third more elderly than Florida. California is big. But California has 11 times more hospices,
That's amazing.
2,279 versus Florida's 208. In fact, 1 in 3 hospices in America are in Los Angeles County.
Oh, did you hear
and
that?
Apparently never raised an eyebrow.
Can you roll that?
One
back?
in three
1 in 3.
of all hospice locations in America is in Los Angeles County. We got to play that again.
Of course, hospice 11 times more hospices, which Dr. Oz estimates at nearly $3.5 billion of fraud. To give you a sense of scale, California has about a third more elderly than Florida. California is big. But California has 11 times more hospices, 2,279 versus Florida's 208. In fact, 1 in 3 hospices in America are in Los Angeles County that apparently never raised an eyebrow.
How's that possible?
That is crazy.
And many of these that Dr. Oz and others are exposing, and it was Nick Shirley,
Nick Shirley, thank you for
not Nick Sorter,
clarifying that.
are getting Medicaid, and they're also empty. And there are certain locations where they had 10 different hospice organizations in one building with no one in it. This is just rampant.
Like Donna said, this is disgusting. There are people who need help and need care.
Yeah.
And this money is going God knows where.
Exactly. One county, Sandy. 1/3 of all the hospices in the whole nation is in one county in Los Angeles.
Impossible. Nancy says 3.5 billion of fraud.
That's probably just the tip of the iceberg. It's probably a lot more than that. Look, it's been stated that if the fraud in Los Angeles County and Minneapolis alone was just solved and all that money came back, we would balance the budget. We would literally balance the budget. And our budget's in the trillions. We would balance the budget. That's how much fraud is actually happening in this industry.
I hear what you're saying, but also there are people out there who say the number that is reported doesn't even touch what the actual
Yeah, exactly.
what it actually is. I mean, Steve Quayle, he can give you some out there dates and numbers and things. He says it's probably more like 200 instead of, what is it now currently?
Which one are you specifically talking about? You talking about
the debt?
The debt. It's the debt's. I thought it was over $1 trillion, not 200 billion. It's
trillion. Like 200 and something trillion.
Yeah.
I used to be able to keep up with all that, but
and let's keep in mind that this is not money from an industry. This is tax dollars. Right. These are tax dollars. This is your money. Speaking of your money.
And we're a little tired, folks. We're trying to catch up from the conference.
We are tired. We're very tired. People are saying that we look tired.
No, I'm just admitting that we are tired.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just going ahead and just
disclosing
that we are on
barely
fumes.
got a voice.
Yeah, and he's talked and screamed his voice out.
Okay. Do you know what's about to happen in 2 days?
Artemis?
Yeah. How about this? They delayed it. Remember? They were supposed to do it back a few weeks ago.
Yes,
they delayed it. I mean, the irony. Do you know what day it's launching?
Oh, yes, I do. April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day.
And
is that an intentional little joke they're playing on us?
Yeah, I've thought that. But not only is this, a monumental day and date, but there are people that are literally concerned because of activity from the sun.
Delane said national debt is $39 trillion.
Thank you, Delane. $39 trillion. And it hasn't been that long that it was in the 20s, and now it's climbed up to $39 trillion. And some people say that it's really 200 and something trillion.
It's amazing.
How would we ever know?
Never know.
We can only report what is, put out there.
Yep.
But either way, it's bad. I mean, when it gets up to 39 trillion, does it really matter that much to you and me if it's if it would actually be 200 trillion?
Yeah.
I mean, bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
I agree with you, Anita. The queen is glowing.
The queen is glowing?
The queen is glowing. You're glowing, babe.
You're sweet.
What about the king? What about the king? Am I not glowing? I'm just kidding. I'm not the king. You're just the queen, and
you're definitely the king.
I don't know what I am.
And you're very strong tonight.
Well, thank you, babe. All right, so look at here. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman says the scheduled launch of Artemis 2 is going to happen on April Fool's, y'all. Okay, it's just amazing to me. He didn't say that. I said that. I want to talk about your role, and I recognize that you are running a peaceful exploration of space, and it is the Department of War's domain to talk specifically about this operation. And this is, what's her name? Maria Bartiromo. I want to get your take on the satellites that we rely on so much in space to track what Iran is doing. He said, my job at NASA is certainly about the peaceful exploration of science and discovery in space. That said, certainly not lost on anyone that space is the ultimate high ground. Listen to the wording. It is the ultimate high ground. This is why President Trump created the Space Force during his first term. So you have observation satellites that are up there that you can see, weapons that are being launched to provide early warning and then targeting of those weapons. You have communication satellites for command and control. The president has a great vision to create the Space Force in the first term. Jared, how would you expect the Space Force and those satellites to expand in space, further prioritize space for this operation? Well, we are looking at the most competitive, the healthiest launch market. So the rockets that put satellites in space than we've ever seen in the beginning of the American space program. Instead of having to put up one really expensive multi-billion-dollar satellite for observation and communication, you can now put up constellations of satellites like you see SpaceX doing with Starlink. This is a priority of ours to get our astronauts back on the moon. You are launching Artemis 2 this Wednesday, April 1st. You've got 3 astronauts, U.S. astronauts, and a Canadian astronaut traveling to the moon. What can we expect? President Trump created the Artemis program during his first term. It was the first meaningful step since the Kennedy era of getting back to the moon. Now Artemis 2 is on the launch pad. The mission, these astronauts, about 8.8 million pounds of thrust, are going to launch a trajectory around the moon. They're going to go potentially farther into space. Now, I want you to listen to it. Mm-hmm. They're going to go potentially farther in space than anyone has ever gone before. About 250,000 miles away from Earth. They're going to test out their spacecraft. 10 days later, they come back to Earth. As I'm explaining, the ultimate goal is to get American astronauts back to the lunar surface by 2028. The last time astronauts were on the moon was during Apollo 17 in 1972. In 2027, we're going to launch another moon rocket. This time, we're going to test out the spacecraft, plus the lunar landers, and make sure that it's working well. And then in 28, under President Trump's term, we're going to land those landers on the moon. American astronauts, NASA astronauts, are going to return to the lunar surface.
Wow.
Your thoughts?
Oh, there's so much there. I'm so sick of this rocket technology when we all know we've had antigravitics for decades. Even Dr. Stephen Greer, who I'm just going to be honest with you, he looks more like an alien, a literal alien every time I see him. Allegedly. Dr. Stephen Greer.
Allegedly.
Okay, I'm calming down.
Greer, you can still come on the big picture.
Part of his platform is to tell you we achieved electrogravitics in 1954. Yeah. You can all hear it anytime. But no, we got to do the rockets. Hey, CJ, if you're still here, what's that show that portrays that we went to the moon and colonized the moon and had all kinds of people living there and working on the moon?
Do you need CJ to answer? Can I answer?
I want CJ to answer it.
Okay. The final season's about to come out.
Yeah. So, and then you've got your poor mother, bless her heart. She what?
Nothing.
Your poor mother, what did she say?
She told me my whole life. I mean, this is before you ever red pilled me. I was raised here, and that thing wasn't real. That was in a Hollywood studio. That was actors.
Delane said his grandmother said the moon was only a light.
Okay.
Not sure exactly what that means. I mean, maybe she was just being catty and funny. But yeah, why? Why are we doing all of these things? Some people believe there are regular launches from Earth to moon, supply ships or whatever they're doing. Why in the 50s was Werner von Braun obsessed with Mars? Yeah. He didn't even want to go to the moon first. He wanted to go to Mars.
Straight to Mars. Yeah, exactly.
Let's go straight to Mars.
Yeah. Who's to say that we hadn't
exactly.
already?
Exactly.
Space Coast says, I'm going to watch it Wednesday from my house.
Okay.
Man, I envy
You
you
should.
and let you know how it goes.
You should. Hey, we went to a shuttle launch
Sure did. It was amazing. We
years
saw it.
and years ago.
You saw it.
It was very cool. It was very, very moving. You know, just the power. Of course, we were both completely asleep back then, but we enjoyed it.
But it was cool. It was cool.
With all the thousands of people that sat out there.
I love what Information Station says. AI is going to make it appear so much better than the previous movie they made.
Thank you. I like that. I like that.
But
yeah.
we're not saying one way or the other. We're not emphatically stating what we believe, are we? Are we?
I'm stating a lot of ideas and thoughts that are in my mind, and quite frankly, information and things that are just put out there. And
inquiring minds wants to know what's in your mind.
I get a little passionate, but seriously, why do we keep pushing this rocket stuff?
Well, I got a question. How many of you, including you, Sandy, and the live chat, how many of you have seen the videos, multiple videos, interviewing these astronauts that keep saying this? And I just read it. I was wanting to know if anybody would catch it when he said it. He said, we are going to go further than we've ever gone before. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these astronauts are saying things like this. We're going to do this for the first time. For the first time. I watched all 4 of them today on a clip being interviewed about April 1st. And the lead guy, the captain, he says, yeah, these four people on our crew right now, these 3 and myself, we're excited to do something that we've never done before. And I'm like, he literally said that. You could go find the clip. He said it. And I've watched clips of people on the, what do they call that station that they'd go up to? Just space station.
Space station, which
supposed to be able to see tonight.
Supposed to be passing over. Our local news said you would be able to see the space station tonight.
Yeah.
Passing over.
So, okay. Mm-hmm. I've seen clips of them being interviewed from the Earth and those astronauts saying, we're very safe. We're away from the, what do they call that belt?
Kuiper?
The radiation belt.
Is it Kuiper belt?
I don't think so.
No.
Maybe it is. I don't think so. But I figured you would know it just like that. But it's the one that they say we can't go through. And they would say on the International Space Station, mm-hmm. one day we think we're going to be able to go through it. Right. And they just keep saying these things. And I'm like, why is nobody stopping, replaying, and saying, wait a minute. All you astronauts keep saying for the first time, never been done before. And these 4 are saying in interviews, now they're going to probably come back and say, maybe we're going to go a little bit further than we've ever gone before we sit down. But why are they openly saying, today they said we're going to do this for the first time? Do what for the first time?
Okay, what is Delane saying? Shirley details, Mike from around the world. Okay, so I think it is Mike from around the world that has, and I'm probably going to butcher this, talked about
Van Allen.
Van Allen, thank you. So talked about when, like, the moon phase right now, are we working towards a full moon? I can't remember.
I think it's going to be a full moon. I think somebody said in the live chat it's going to be a full moon.
Okay, so when we're in the phase where we're working towards a full moon, that, how did he put it? The moon is not so far outside of our orbit that it is possible to get there during that phase. And there is usually a lot of launches during that window of time to get vehicles there, to get supply ships there, to whatever, because that belief is that we are constantly going to the moon and making trips to the moon, and that it's safe during that window. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. I probably butchered that, but that belief is out there.
Wow. That's very interesting. And it is, and I just verified it, and they're verifying the live chat. It is a full moon.
Okay, good. So there are many people who claim to have telescopes and that they watch different vehicles traversing to the moon.
It's insane.
So listen,
I don't know what to believe.
That's all above our pay grade, but I'd like to see it.
I'd like to see it.
If anybody has proof.
I ain't going to the moon. but I'd like to see somebody go to the moon. It would be cool to have some really good video that, well, maybe the flag will actually move, or maybe we'll understand now because of AI and robotics technology, we won't have any problem believing that we can see them leaving the moon and the camera can follow them.
Right.
Unlike that dude's still up there. I mean, the camera operator's still up there. How else back in those days, the very first moon landing, they launch off and the camera goes and follows.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Hey, how about this? My thoughts are, if we did, my thoughts are the first people that probably were able to get there, if we have really been there, is the Germans.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially during that time, coming out of what they came out of. Well, we had the Germans.
Right.
We had the Germans. I mean, the Operation Paperclip.
I mean,
you're talking about before them.
There's a whole, some people believe there was a breakaway. There's a breakaway civilization of Germans in Antarctica.
Okay.
Raise your hand out there if you've heard that and believe that.
She went there.
Some people believe they were making frequent submarine trips from Argentina to Antarctica.
Yeah.
And taking people and taking supplies and things. Mike already said we've been on the moon a long time, and other moons of other planets. I did see that movie, The Titans.
I have another question.
Which is a moon of, I cannot remember which planet.
I have another question. Why is it that you can go in a certain building and I can't talk to you on this amazing technology, but President Nixon was able to pick up a landline and talk with no delay to astronauts circling the Earth in orbit and just having a conversation with no delay on analog TV? Why is most people never say, how did that work?
All right, I got to write this down. Space Coast says an app called Next Space Flight. You can download and read all about the launches and watch them live.
Interesting.
I'm sorry this has turned into more of a conversation than a news show, but
it's pretty good.
I don't know.
I like it.
Okay, she says, I'm part German, great minds.
Yeah, they are,
unfortunately.
All right, look, while you're writing that down, I'm gonna go to this next story. I don't know if you saw this. Australian sky turns apocalyptic blood red.
Oh, I was watching that. I did see this today from Mr. MBB, I think.
Weird. Winds from tropical cyclone Narelle stirred up, this is, of course, the narrative, rust-colored dust from iron-rich soil tinging the sky. This is not a filter.
No filter.
Can you imagine going outside your house?
Everything was completely red.
This is not changed. This is not a filter. That is the actual video color of when people walked out of their home. I mean, if you saw that, you would think the end of the world.
End of the world.
It's the end of the world. But here's the thing, it's not just there. It's also orange as well. Apocalyptic orange skies engulf Shark Bay, Western Australia.
Wow. Red
and orange. And this is what it looked like.
Look at that. Kyle says it's cool to chat it up with y'all.
Well, we like it too, man.
He must be from the South.
Come on. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he's from, they probably didn't say chat. Now, he did say y'all, didn't he?
He said y'all.
He said y'all. Okay.
He said y'all.
Yeah, we'd probably say just talk to y'all.
So I don't know if you're going to do a story about this. I think they had a pretty powerful earthquake in Vanuatu.
They did. Yeah,
so
I saw that.
Do you have that in the queue?
I don't. I saw it. I didn't get a chance to
I
put
only
it in
mention it because we have precious friends.
Yeah, we do.
Eric and Terry Helmick. Am I saying the last name? Helmick.
Yeah.
That go back and forth from Colorado to Vanuatu, and they've built a beautiful church down there. And I don't know if they're there. I don't know if they're presently in Vanuatu, but let's just pray for them right now.
Yeah. Father, in the name of Jesus, we pray for everybody in Vanuatu. We don't know if they can even hear us, but Lord, we just thank you, God, that you're protecting. As far as we know, there's been no loss of life at this time. We just pray that it will continue to be that way. Yes. Pray for our friends, the Helmicks there that are just doing the Lord's work, even though they know it's a dangerous place to be. We thank you, God, for people that are not afraid to be committed. Amen. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
I think Vanuatu is off the east coast of Australia.
Yes.
something like
so.
that.
Yeah.
But we do think about them. We do pray for them.
Well, you sent me this right before we went on the air. W77 is reporting health warning for thousands as life-threatening toxins hit the United States.
Guys, Dabu 7, we've got another big health warning put out here, as apparently there's large plumes of toxins heading into multiple states or multiple cities within multiple states, and they're urging people to close their windows now and to use caution in these areas. Now, they range from Arizona to California into Oregon, different pockets. You could see Eugene on the map here on the right. It has a massive cloud or plume that's making its way toward the city. It's on the outskirts, moving in. If you're in Arizona, I'm sure you can look outside and you can see that it's very hazy outside. They're saying that the worst pockets have been detected over several major cities in Arizona.
So what do you think is going on there?
I was just about to say, I didn't know you were going to cut that before the end. If anybody knows what this is or why this is very strange. And this is not even the first day for these warnings, but what in the world is going on?
Yeah.
Toxic what?
Yeah, toxic
Where's
what?
this coming from? Have you seen the videos? I think they're mostly at night of the tiny particles floating around in the air and raining down. And they're saying that they're in the chemtrails and these blizzards and these bouts of snow that we've had. People are saying, what is this in the snow? What are these things? Or they're saying, I collected some snow, let it melt. And what is this floating around in the melted snow?
Whole Cookie is saying the cloud is moving east.
The cloud is moving east. So it's coming inland. I mean, not that it was coming off the coast, but
There's 3.9 earthquake at the Gulf of America. I heard that.
people are continuing to send in the different gas prices. I saw over $6 somewhere in Arizona.
Says after the conference last night, I took the dog out and counted like 5 or 6 aircraft causing chemtrails. It was after 9 p.m.
Yeah, if you're not aware.
We're starting to see more and more at night, too. We didn't used to see them at night.
Oh, no, sir. I've noticed chemtrails at night for years, and especially if you can see the moon, you'll see chemtrails. If the moon's out, they'll be spraying, and it'll, go right across the moon. So.
Now, what does Radio Face say? We need to do like Mexico and outlaw stratospheric aerosol injection. Okay.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's move into a little bit more talking about how people are how the government's trying to control us. Look at this. Washington utilities want to remotely control your thermostat.
Well, you know what? If you've got a smart meter.
That's what it is. And not just the meter, but your thermostat. We're talking about not just the meter, the thermostat.
If you have the meter, they can control.
They can turn your power off and on.
Your access. But if you have these digital and smart thermostats, they can come in and adjust that.
At 6 p.m. on a recent chilly Tuesday, Jim Sullivan's thermostat in his Maple Valley home automatically turned down to 60 degrees. Not because he set it, but because his utility adjusted it down 4 degrees during a rush hour event of high energy demand. In recent years, utilities across the state, including Seattle City Light, it says they've introduced one or more, quote, demand response programs like this that incentivize customers to shift their electricity use during a few hours. Remotely controlled thermostats like Sullivan's, water heaters that warm up before people get home from work, electric vehicles set to charge at night, home batteries that supply power to the grid in certain hours. These are all things that are being controlled. Their proliferation reflects just how thin the margins between supply and demand for power, not just in the Pacific Northwest, but across the country. It says utilities facing pressure over rising rates and affordability concerns are asking customers to help them manage the costs of increasingly expensive spikes. How about this?
Yeah.
We all know, the people on this channel know why it's spiking. It ain't spiking because we got too many people. It's spiking because of these stinking data centers that's running the AI. That's why your demand is spiking.
Sure. But now here's another layer to talk about of this whole saga is blackouts.
Yeah.
Blackouts beginning. I've been listening to some Celeste Salome. Some of you probably follow her. And she talked about, they're literally having blackouts in areas where she lives. And who remembers former President Joe Biden talking about the dark winter is coming?
Yes.
Okay, what was he being so cryptic about?
Oh, he's
what
trying.
did he mean?
It was just, then it was because of COVID. That the people that didn't take their shots. Because of that, there was
We're
a
moving
dark
into
winter.
spring now, but he didn't give any time frame or year as to when this would happen, if it had something to do, with the actual electricity. But I think we've been primed for years. Thank you for that super chat.
And said blessings from your big picture family in Rhode Island. Come on,
sweeties. Thank you. They've been warning us about the water, warning us about the power. What have they got cooked up?
Yeah.
What have they got in the works for us?
Well, let's just go there a little bit further about talking about things that are going on behind the scenes we're not being told about. And some of you, I want you to comment in the live chat if you've experienced this. But there is a mysterious hum that's being heard across several U.S. states as residents report vibrating homes and sleepless nights. A mysterious humming noise has been reported across the United States, leaving residents struggling to sleep. The latest reports come from Vineland, New Jersey, where locals say the sound began after construction started on a massive 2.5 million square foot data center, though officials have not confirmed a direct link. Residents say the constant noise is disrupting daily life. That is not construction, and that monstrosity is only partially built, Scott Montgomery told ABC6. It is infringing on our peace of mind and our tranquility. Similar complaints have surfaced in parts of Virginia, home to hundreds of data centers, and in Connecticut earlier this year, though officials in those areas have yet to identify a confirmed source. Experts noted that data centers can produce continuous, low-frequency humming caused by powerful cooling systems and electrical equipment operating around the clock. Thousands of servers generate intense heat, requiring large fans and chillers that can produce noise levels between 55 and 85 decibels. That's pretty loud. Often described as a low-pitched roar capable of traveling long distances.
Look at this next line.
It's not even fully built yet. That's the scary part. If it sounds like this now, what is it going to sound like when everything is up and running?
Exactly. Did you watch that documentary? It's probably a year old now.
Yeah, we got confirmation. Washington State, yes, I hear it almost every night. Keep going.
The one in Memphis where the guy went in and he did the documentary and interviewed several people.
Yep.
And they're saying, we're getting sick. We're getting really physically sick. The noise is bothering us, but also when they need a little boost in the power, they have natural gas turbines or something that they're using as well. And the entire thing is just, it's making people sick, and they can't rest and they can't sleep. So it's really bad. And they don't care. They do not care.
No, they don't care.
They don't care.
Amy says, thank you for the conference. I watched online and took communion with you. Wow.
Sweet.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah. If you're coming in late, we're asking people to let us know in the live chat and comment section down below if you were at the Big Picture Prophecy Conference or you streamed it online, and especially if you took communion and was baptized with us. You're like, well, if I wasn't there, how did I get baptized? Well, don't make me go through that all again, but we did something amazing.
Yes.
And what you need to do, if you were not there and you did not experience it, go to prophecyconference26.com. And when you go there, get the streaming option still available, just like it was as it's been all along. And then when you do that, you'll get direct access to replay everything, not just the speaking, everything, worship, our conversations, the Q&A, the roundtables, the baptisms, prayer. We prayed for people. It was awesome.
Yeah. So much good word from our speakers.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, I don't know. You know what else is good? And we had a lot of people yelling him out. They all know him.
The Supernatural AI Update. Brought to you by Uncle Jimmy.
It's the supernatural AIO.
The
I want to thank my new son-in-law, Bailey.
Yeah.
I asked him, could he make me a little UFO with his 3D printer? And he did.
He did. So that is an actual original.
Yes, it is.
That did not come from Amazon. This was built for you by your son-in-law.
And I'm thankful.
Yeah. So Bailey, if you're watching, thank you. Maybe we'll use this when President Trump makes his announcement.
Oh boy.
Yep. Because he's going to.
We need to get at least one of those commemorative coins if there is such
One
a
of the
thing.
things that we discussed in a roundtable was that we discussed disclosure.
We need to stop for 1 second and say hello to Aretha.
Okay.
So good to see you.
Well, hello, Aretha. Okay. All right.
Nice to have you here.
Nice to have you. Somebody said it looks like a VeggieTale. Well, it does. Sort of does look like what is the asparagus guy? Looks like a UFO asparagus guy, but it's still cool. One of the things we talked about in the roundtable discussion was disclosure, and multiple guests that were all several different ways of being connected to the government say that it is coming out that it's either going to be May or possibly July 8th or July 7th, probably July 8th on the anniversary of Roswell.
Tina, thank you for taking communion with us.
Yes, thank you.
That's beautiful.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, so we talked about disclosure. It's coming. Many people have confirmed that there's already a coin minted with Donald Trump with a UFO over his shoulder.
I'm going to say something crazy right here.
Go ahead, say it crazy.
Because, I like being crazy.
Come on.
I don't know the possibility of this because I think it's going to be a really big thing, but I wish that we could reserve our own theater for June 12th when Disclosure Day comes out so that maybe we could do a pre-show outside and get as many friends together as possible and maybe, do some discussion about it afterwards if they don't immediately run us out of the theater. But June 12th is approaching, and I'm sure many of you were already planning to go to the movie on that first showing, that first run. But I'll look into it and see what we can do.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about it. And understand that we're not doing this to celebrate Hollywood. We just are reporting on this because we know this is a part of the rollout.
Well,
this is absolutely part of the rollout.
Delane said, yes, so fun. I think he's talking about the movie. I look at every movie that I need to do a decode. Okay. Yeah. I'm looking at every movie and TV show. What are they really trying to tell me?
Y'all, you don't even know what level it is.
Let the decode commence. It's really terrible because this is what I have to do.
Can't enjoy it.
I have to open notes on my phone while I'm in the movie.
I know.
And take notes so that I don't forget some things.
In my peripheral vision, I'm trying to watch the movie. Although I'm getting decodes too, but I'm trying to watch the movie.
He's doing nothing.
And this is the whole time.
I'm doing
Her
everything.
face is glowing with a blue hint.
Yeah. So and listen, I know some of you are thinking, well, aren't you being disrespectful? We're on the very back row.
Yeah, we sit on the back row.
And I try to be as discreet as possible. Turn the light of my screen down as low as it'll go. But look, I feel that it's important. And while we're here, let's just talk real quick.
All right.
So there were two commercials, two previews of this movie at least.
We play in our session. We played the two trailers.
Yes.
And I want to play them tonight, but I know I'll get hit.
You will get hit.
You can't do it on YouTube.
So go out there and find the two different previews of the movie. Trailers of the movie. And there's a lot in that, okay?
Yes.
I felt like it checked. Did it not check many boxes?
Oh, the second trailer is insane.
Right. So you just watch both of those and watch them multiple times. You'll have to watch them multiple times because it's fast and there's so much content there to break down. But you have the symbology of the painting, the creation of Adam, the two hands touching. You have the nuns represented. They're representing
the religious aspect.
Church and the religious aspect. You have shape-shifting or metaskizmazoid where the main character shifts.
Yep.
You have the animals. You have the deer. You have the red bird. You have the element of...
And you have possession.
You have possession.
Not only the...
The clicking.
That, but you also have the guy saying,
yes.
She's like, I don't know what it means. I don't know what it says. And he says, I do.
She says, I can't understand. How can anybody understand what they're saying, what that is? He says, I understand. And she's talking to this guy. His role in the movie is he works in some kind of intelligence or data, and he wants to go public. Whatever it is that he wants to reveal or share, he wants to unleash it. And so that's his role in the movie. You have people that are on the run. I mean, what else did you see?
Oh, there's a lot. And by the way, there are ways that I can get around that. I think I'm going to do a reaction video to the second trailer.
Okay.
Now that we're talking, I can't do it here because it would mess up the whole show, but I can make a standalone show.
The elk, thank you.
Yeah. So I think it's going to do. So yeah, everybody's saying they love your idea about the movie theater. So we'll see.
Thank you guys. I don't know what we can get done because this is probably going to be a pretty big release.
I think it's going to be a blockbuster. I think it's going to be the biggest movie in a long time. People are hungry for this.
Because there's not that many big movies anymore. This is not
this
the
is
day.
Spielberg. This is probably Spielberg's swan song.
You think he's about 80 years old? He may not.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't want to work like that to that extent.
No, I think this is his last big blockbuster. And I think he's going to put everything he's got into it because you and I both know, and everybody on this program knows, he's been read in from the beginning.
I think
his movies have been building towards this.
Yes.
And he's probably got the word, okay, it's coming. You can have a part of this rollout. So call it Disclosure Day. Mm-hmm. Drop it in the summer that it's happening.
Yeah.
And let's see what happens.
Well, while we're here, let's continue talking for a minute on this, okay? You've had, over these past 2 to 3 years, congressional hearings concerning disclosure.
Yep.
November, we had disclosure. What was it? Day of Disclosure?
Age of Disclosure.
Age of Disclosure. Yep. You had Spielberg working with Dan Farah.
Yep. Ready Player One.
Ready Player One, and God only knows what else they've done together.
Yep.
So many other facets. We've really been building towards this moment, going back decades.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people's asking me about the thumbnail. Did I put Trump on the thumbnail because he's the Antichrist? No, I didn't. He's there because at the same time, he's the president where over one shoulder is disclosure, another shoulder is the war in Iran, and he's going to be the president during both of them. Some of you do think he's the Antichrist, but I'm just saying I didn't put him on there because of that. And thank you for that super chat,
yes,
Cookie. Listen, prophecyconference26.com, you can go back and watch it. But if you want to secure your spot for Prophecy Conference 27, same address, just change the 6 to a 7, prophecyconference27.com, and you'll see that the website is up, and it is Friday, March 19th through Sunday, March 21st. We've got the date set. We don't know exactly where the venue is going to be yet, but the 19th through the 21st of March 2027, go ahead and start getting your tickets now. Early bird is $50, but here we go. For the next few days, if you use the code The Final Flood for my book, The Final Flood,
right?
No spaces, The Final Flood, lowercase, at checkout, you'll get another $10 off. So you can go ahead and register for next year's conference for $40. Yep. That's pretty good. I mean, and of those that came, man, we didn't play. It was a full-blown conference. It was awesome. And you got a lot of good information.
We probably could have gone a lot deeper, but we didn't hold back on. We talked about a few things, and Vic Loner is saying diesel is being rationed in Alaska.
Oh, wow. Wow. Mike Chick says, we were so blessed to be a part of the family. Already got our tickets for 27. Come on, somebody. That's awesome. Nice. All right, so we are in the Supernatural AI update, so we got to do some AI stuff. Pentagon has now adopted Palantir as a core U.S. military system. The Pentagon plans to make Palantir's Maven AI, which, by the way, was accidentally leaked out to the public this week. That was crazy because this was a part of Palantir and Claude and Palantir working together. Claude leaked their industry AI as well out this week, and I think it wasn't an accident. So there's things that are happening with Palantir and Claude that are sort of like they're merging, is what I'm seeing. But the Pentagon plans to make Palantir's Maven AI platform as a formal program of record. locking it in as a long-term military system for battlefield analysis and targeting that gives Palantir a much deeper role as the center of U.S. defense AI.
Wow.
So we see wars happening all over the world. These wars are being fought already by AI.
Yes.
That's not coming. They're being fought right now by AI.
We heard that first in from Ukraine.
Yeah, that's
AI
right.
commander.
AI commander. AI commander, not AI technology. An AI commander has been commanding a platoon of troops and a game plan, a war plan in the war in Ukraine for a while now, for over a year, almost 2 years now, that is being strategizing and giving commands for the battle, is what we've been told. By the way, I don't cover the Ukraine war, but I do cover in the finalflood.com. If you go there to finalflood.com, get a copy, pre-order the book. Even though it says it comes out April 7th, it's already shipping. Many of you have already got yours. But I have an entire chapter in there where I'm talking about the modern Tower of Babel. You see the ziggurat on the cover, and that ties directly into that particular chapter, that the modern Tower of Babel is AI. And we go deep on that. So finalflood.com. We're so excited one more time to come in late. This is all because of you. If you look right there, it's very tiny. But underneath my name there, it says it's a #1 new release. When you click on that, wow, so amazed. In all of spiritual warfare books on Amazon of the new releases, it's #1.
So proud of you, babe.
Thank you. I'm proud of the people.
Yes.
Because I didn't do this. I wrote the book, but the people have done this.
We are
and we
very
feel the love
thankful.
for that. We appreciate
I wish there was some way. I am wearing the As in the Days of Noah
bring that
t-shirt.
Bring your mic the other way, this way.
So I don't know if we'll be able to get that on the website. Certainly they're not presently, but
yeah. We can get them.
We consider this to be the corresponding T-shirt for the book.
Yeah. As in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. Mark Zuckerberg is building an AI agent to help him be the CEO of Meta. Now, why would you do that?
Is that some sort of signaling? You're just going to put that out there?
Zuckerberg is developing a personal AI agent to help him do his job as CEO. Pulling information directly and reducing the need to go through layers of management is one of the clearest signs yet that AI is moving into the executive layer itself. When you have one of the richest men in the world, the man that will not let his children have a Facebook account. Did you know that?
I'd heard that.
His children is not permitted to have even any social media, and even Facebook or Instagram. Okay? That should tell you something. And now he's using the same the AI technology that has created this algorithm that is just destroying lives to supposedly help him not just do his work, but do you believe that I believe that's the only reason he's doing this? No, it's to get his mind and put his mind into this AI, duplicate and clone himself so that he can become smarter and he can then begin to do things that he would never be able to do on his own. I believe it's like a partner mind is what I call it.
Wow. You are probably right. And
did I just coin that term, partner mind?
Probably. Some people are saying. No, somebody said, he's flat out weird.
He is weird.
You know what? I agree with him. You weird. Weird.
And you know what? It's coming out now more and more that it was all that it was created by the CIA. You know, the CIA had I can't remember what it was called, but the CIA is documented, had a program that was exactly like Facebook. And it was within the government. And you can go back. There's a Sean Ryan episode where a guy's on there and he talks about this. And he says, and he shows the paperwork. He says, the day that this government system of control shut down, and it says it ended this day, the very next day Facebook was formed.
So are you saying Facebook is really a construct and they just put his face to it? Because weren't there characters also, if we want to call them that, the Winklevoss twins?
That
he supposedly stole it from them. It was called The Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then that Sean guy came in and said, no, man, drop the
Yeah.
and just call it Facebook.
Yeah.
Was this all a made up story?
I
Is that what
believe
you're
it.
saying?
Well, the guy that was on Sean Ryan, I believe it was Sean Ryan, he said the movie was a psyop. The entire movie was a psyop. He said there's documented historical fact that the entire movie was a lie. There was none of it true.
What is this guy's name?
I can't remember. But I can find it.
Listen.
We'll do a show on it.
You know, I like the weird. I don't have a problem believing that because I believe other people are made up.
It was a DARPA program. That's right. It was a DARPA. You're right. Cheryl, you're right. Sorry.
DARPA. Okay.
Yeah, it was a DARPA program.
I think people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, am I saying her name Cortez? AOC are constructs. I believe they are actors or just people that are brought in to play a part. They're given roles like that, the girl in Texas that just lost, Congresswoman in Texas. Loudmouth.
I don't remember her name.
Yeah.
But I see her face.
It's like she was a character that was, in my mind, to me, that's my opinion. So I don't have a problem believing what you said about him. Give me one of those cough drops.
Hang on, I'm checking my installer. If you came in late, we got a guy in our house installing fiber right now. I'm so excited.
We're talking to you and someone is working on our home somewhere.
Yeah. At some point, I may have to just leave and go in there and just say, yeah, I'll put it right there.
We got a few things going on tonight.
Okay. So, look, our chat is the smartest on YouTube. So it was DARPA and it was called Logbook.
Whoa.
Logbook. Yeah. That's amazing. All right.
Goodness.
So, all right. Crockett. Jasmine Crockett.
Jasmine Crockett.
Now, I want to show y'all, and I don't endorse everything Sean Ryan does, but I do love his program. He does get people on there. A lot of people say he's a plant too and all this, but if you listen to me, Sean Ryan, I don't believe that. You're welcome to come on the big picture.
That's right. Sean Ryan, whatever we got to say to you because we want you to come on the big picture, okay?
And if you want me to come on your show, I'll come on.
Come on.
But let me show you what he is doing. This dropped 3 days ago. This is a preview. I'm not sure, but I think the full episode may have dropped today. He is interviewing this guy named Adcock Brett, or maybe Brett Adcock, I'm not sure. But he's the CEO of a company called Figure AI. He is interviewing him, and he is interviewing a robot.
It's about 130 pounds, 5'6". And we basically designed it to do most things, like a lot of things humans do. All this walking and all the robot movements are all done, again, through a neural net. There's no code helping us do this.
Holy shit.
What do you think? You gonna, awesome. You want one?
You want one?
Can you build like a general purpose machine to do everything in the world, like much of what, say, humans can in the world? The holy grail for robotics is, can you basically build a general purpose machine that can do what humans can, which for me is like a humanoid robot. And a humanoid robot's just a robot that has like a human form. So it has legs, so it can walk upstairs and walk over like, uneven terrain or say things on the ground, and bend down, which legs are important for, or reach up. Has like arms and hands, so we can manipulate objects and do things like, grab his stuff, open these gummies.
Didn't stick again. Brought him.
All right, I gotta hit one.
He brought him his gummies.
His gummies.
They're legal in all 50 states.
What do you think?
They're great. Oh yeah, it has push recovery. Give it a little push. I mean, a little harder than that might be nice. I thought it was pretty possible to go build an electric humanoid robot. And electric's important for cost, and it's important for safety, and it's important because the performance will be much greater.
There it was.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
Scary thing about that Melania.
Yeah.
Does she not say they will be in a child's classroom soon?
Sure does.
I didn't like that.
I didn't like that either.
I did not like that.
She's like, hey, you need to learn how to know that, let's go right here and let's finish this. But she said that. She said, won't be long. They'll be reading children's books in your classroom to your kids.
It is an honor to be at Fostering the Future Together's Global Coalition inaugural meeting.
We could put one in this room on a stand.
Global Coalition inaugural moment. And so the First Lady of the United States is standing back in the background.
Right.
While, and by the way, I believe also Macron's
What? Okay.
wife is in the background.
Brigitte.
So you didn't say Brad, you said Brigitte. I just want to make sure. Okay. And they're in the background. These are first ladies of two major countries while a robot speaks to the reporters.
Serious? Damn.
They're cool.
I'm Figure 3, a humanoid built for the United States of America. I am grateful to be part of this historic movement to empower children with technology and education.
And you said there's cameras in the hands?
Yeah, we have cameras in the palms. Right here in the palm, so we can see the fingertips.
Cameras in the palms so it can see the fingertips. So when it's picking something up, it's looking at it to make sure it's holding it correctly, making sure that the fingers are operating the machinery correctly. Let's do a little bit more.
I really wanted to work on like flying cars. So in 2018, shortly after the sale of Vettery, I started Archer Aviation. You can build like an electric aircraft that can take off like a.
What is it?
Can you cast his comment up on the screen, Delane? Because it goes right along with what this guy's saying.
Yeah. Movies from 20 years ago are now documentaries. They are. They really are.
Helicopter. If you take off like a helicopter, you don't need to place the airports outside of cities. How would you actually build an electric aircraft? And you can basically then re-architect the whole aircraft to be fully electric. The reason you want to do that is for cost and safety. If you can take off vertically, you can basically nestle the aircraft inside of cities. Half the world lives in cities today.
So what he goes on to say, and I won't play the rest of it, is not only is he inventing these robots and designing these robots to replace human activity, he is saying by the time we are through, and this industry is through, there will be no more need for airports because you will have your own electric vehicle.
Personal.
That doesn't need an airport.
Craft.
That can just go straight up vertically.
Yeah, that won't be dangerous at all when we're all flying around in our personal craft.
It's the Jetsons. I mean, it's literally the Jetsons. All right, so what's this one little clip here? Just one more time.
So you could be at work and say, hey, I want to get the pizza out of the freezer, put it in the oven.
Yeah.
425 degrees, 15 minutes.
But like, that's the goal, is like, we got to get there. Like, we got to get to a point where like, that is certainly possible. And you want that to happen. You want to be like, yeah, I'm at work. When the groceries come, make sure you put them inside and put them in the fridge and do all this. Or they wouldn't even know that.
Go check the mail, have it on the counter when I
For
get
sure.
it. Like, all feed the dog.
Yeah.
Everything.
Like, watch the dog, make sure the dog's okay. Yeah.
Holy shit. So
yeah,
it's nanny, housekeeper, gardener.
It's the Jetsons.
All of it.
There it is. It is real.
They will like charge themselves. They will go do work. You'll speak to them sometimes. Sometimes you won't need to do, and they'll just do work, and they'll just be like everywhere.
Say everyone will have their own personal robot.
Yeah.
I don't know at what point in the future he thinks that will happen, but
yeah,
he said it.
He said it. That's a nominee for tonight.
Sure.
That's a definite nominee for tonight.
That's definitely.
Let's see what else we got. All right, so this right here is pretty interesting. Peter Thiel, as also backed a startup called Halter, which uses AI collars to track cows and guide them with sound and vibration, removing the need for fences. Some call it a breakthrough. Others see it as tracking control tech being tested at a scale. That's what I think is, they're working on the cows, but we're going to become the cows. But so this is a rancher here that says we no longer need fences. So on his app, he can see where all his cows are at all time.
Signals to a collar that the cow wears, provides feedback to your smartphone so you can see where those cows are on an app. You can draw in fences with the click of a button. You can move your cows into that part of your pasture and graze for as long as you wish. The halter collar is solar powered, and so it is really sealed. There's not a weak point for water to enter, and it worked. It's better for the animals, better for our bottom line, and better for our mental health.
Better for our bottom line, but what it also means is no more cowboys. You don't need cowboys to herd them. You don't need people to move the cattle. So once again, even just this collar is eliminating jobs, eliminating lifestyles. You got a guy sitting in his living room. He's now running an entire ranch from his phone. He no longer needs ranch hands. He no longer needs cattlemen.
Right.
All of that's being done by a computer. And we continue to think these are amazing things.
We were sitting around last night talking with Pastor Paul and farming.
Yep.
And he said, we were talking about GMO corn, basically. And he said, they have designed the corn for it to grow 12 feet tall and all the corn to grow on one side.
Yep.
So that when the combine comes through the field, which the farmer is sitting on his recliner in his house, controlling from his phone, no one's in the machine, no one's in the combine. All they have to do is go down that one side, and it's so efficient.
Yep. Never misses.
Doesn't miss.
A thing of corn.
Nothing's wasted. Nothing's left. There's nothing left out there for people to come and glean later because it's all taken down because it's all on the same side.
Well, he made the point that when he was a kid being raised there, and many of you can attest to this, he said, I remember seeing the corn, it's different sizes. Right. You'd look out over the field and because it would just grow naturally. Mm-hmm. And then there'd be one ear of corn that looked really big and there'd be a smaller one.
And they'd be staggered. They wouldn't all be on one side.
And he said, now they're all exactly the same size, on the same side, same exact height.
Yes.
They're completely generated. It's not corn.
And then when we were talking about that, it reminded me of us doing a story before we were ever even in this studio about the corn that can phone home.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's just crazy. No wonder we have stomach issues.
Yeah.
And intestinal issues.
100%.
We don't know what we're eating.
Now, I think we might have covered this last week when we had Troy Brewer and Paul Begley on here. By the way, if you hadn't seen that show, you need to go watch it.
That was a good show.
And you need to go over to Tony Merkel and watch the episode that dropped last week. It's only 6 days now. And man, God is using that show to touch a lot of people's lives. So go check them out.
What is that? Up over 80,000 views?
It's over 80,000 views now.
It's a really good show, guys. You should go watch that.
So the U.S. government, we had asked them about that, had registered Aliens.gov. Now, we talked extensively about this as well at the Prophecy Conference and why we thought this happened. Well, I personally believe this is going to be another lighthearted thing. It's going to be presented as a lighthearted thing. Hey, if you want to hear a little bit more about how we feel about aliens, just go. The government now has its own site. Go to aliens.gov. I believe that when this thing rolls out, they're going to do their best to not make it scary. They're going to try to make it so lighthearted, so pleasant, so fun. Mm-hmm. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for the family to sit around and study our galactic brothers and, our creator. And this doesn't really mess with your religion because we've okayed this with the church and all this. We got certain church people with us on the disclosure. I believe aliens.gov is a very intentional thing that's going to be used as part of the rollout. Yeah. As we get into it, what's happening also is more and more people that are trying to be whistleblowers are disappearing. So we've talked about this guy, U.S. UFO expert, retired Air Force General Neil McCaslin. It disappeared on February 27th. During his career, he oversaw classified space weapons programs and was considered an expert on UFOs. Clothing has been found near his home, but it's unclear if it's his. Now, February 28th, correct me if I'm wrong, is when Trump said what he said. Is that right? Or was it February 14th? I can't remember.
I don't know. 28th is when the war started, right?
That's right. That's right. So it was, I think it was on the 14th when he said what he said. Let's watch this little news clip about him.
The FBI is part of the search for a retired Air Force general in New Mexico. Authorities say 68-year-old William McCaslin was last seen February 27th after leaving his Albuquerque home on foot and leaving his phone behind. During his career, he oversaw classified space weapons programs and was considered an expert on UFOs. The search for McCaslin is spurred by concerns about unspecified medical issues. Clothing has been found near his home, but it's unclear if that's his. The FBI is part of the...
Did they say he left his cell phone?
He left his phone.
Left his cell phone.
Yeah, why would you do that? Yeah, so...
Yeah.
All right, so it continues. A rocket scientist tied to a missing U.S. Air Force general with alleged UFO links has reportedly disappeared under similar circumstances. At least 6 people connected to the same U.S. Defense Research Network are either dead now or missing within a year. The cases include Monica Reza, an aerospace engineer linked to next-gen rocket tech, retired Air Force General William McCaslin, who disappeared 8 months before similar circumstances. This is a pattern people are definitely going to question. So,
what if it's...
All right, I got to go. Sandy, talk.
Okay.
We'll be back in a minute.
What if the thing with General McCaslin is that he was going to be called upon to answer questions, to get information from because of something that's going to happen in the future? Because if he is really an expert, maybe people would want him to come in for some kind of testimony, to have some kind of interview, to answer questions, to offer his expertise on this matter. So if anybody has any thoughts or any information out there about General McCaslin, I don't really know much about this lady that her picture was shown here, because all of the stories that I have read or clips that I have seen have been really concerning him. Certainly through the years and decades, there are many people that have gone missing, that have turned up dead, that have died suddenly for many various reasons, and it's all tragic. I think that individuals and even countries have been paid off to stay silent or to let what they know or what they've found to not be revealed, because we can be a little bit of a bully. I believe we in this country, we want to control a lot of things. We want to control the rate, the speed of disclosure. We want to be the ones. Obviously, here on this show, we believe that President Trump wants to be the one that brings that forward and makes that big announcement. I'm sure many of you feel the same way. Someone, Tina is saying, what if he'd contradict the narrative? That's a very good point. That's a very good opinion. Stacy said that's exactly what I was thinking. Sandy, I was thinking I want to watch Disclosure Day and take notes. You got to. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the idea thing is to sit and just be able to watch the movie, but it's hard to keep up with everything. It happens so fast. And the way I feel is when I leave, I want to be able to call back some of the things that I witnessed and think about them, think through them, have discussions with people and conversations with what I saw. And I can't do that from just watching the movie. I need some kind of notes. Someone's saying, Animated Fretboards is saying, he was in the stars to the whatever, Tom DeLonge. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. To the Stars Academy or something. Yeah. Come on, guys. What's going on? We know this country they've had a stranglehold on people and the flow of information when it comes to this topic. They do not want everything out there. All right. Disclosure is not possible to grasp unless you're experiencers of many times like me. thank you for liking the idea about the theater. I don't know what we can get done about reserving our own theater, or if we have a big enough crowd. I don't know how many seats are typically in one big theater room, but who knows? Maybe we need 2. So I will be looking into that, and I will be reporting back of what I can find out about that. But guys, if you are interested, remember the date is June 12th, I believe. Is that a Thursday or Friday? I'm not sure what day of the week that is, but we'll get into that and see what we can find out. So, yeah. Who out there, raise your hand or comment if you feel like, yes, we are indeed moving closer to a day of disclosure. All the things around us make it appear that way, but things have looked one way before, and it looks like something big is about to be launched onto the scene, only to be pulled back and, an iron curtain be drawn, and not to mention it again. So I don't think that this instance is going to be like that, but certainly I think that has happened. Thank you. Someone says it's going to be released on a Friday. Hey, Bravo Mike again. Love you guys. Love your crew. But comment. Let us know. Let us know if you're going to the movie, if you want to go to the movie, or if you think that this time, that this moment that we're working towards is the big moment and the big reveal. All right. Someone says 100%. Great, great, great. Hey, Naomi. I didn't get to see you yesterday. I missed you, girl. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I would say we've got people of variance. Okay. Thank you for saying Independence Day, because I was about to talk about going back in the decades of my life. I mean, we've got people of all different ages here. So some of you go way back to the day the earth stood still. You fully understand the original version of that movie. We move through the years and through the decades. We have 2 different Independence Days. We have multiple other alien, UFO, paranormal, disclosure type movies. Someone is saying disclosure movie will come out and the government will come out and dispute the points in it. Hey, it's a great opinion. If it follows along with what they've done all of our lives, it's going to be deny, 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 and delay, delay, delay. They've spent a lot of money, and a lot of people's lives have been impacted and even lost because they wanted to control this narrative, and they wanted to prevent this from coming out. Because in the 70s and before that, you were totally crazy and absolute loon if you said you saw something or you believed in all of that. But now it's like, yeah, this is what we're doing right now. This is the talk of the day.
I cannot wait to go back and watch you hosting the show by yourself.
Oh, it was just a bunch of ranting, total ranting.
I'm telling you, you could do it. You could do it.
Donna Rollins says, Tim and I are in for the movie.
All right.
I think they think I had a good idea.
I think you did. And I'm so proud of you for hosting the show.
We'll see what happens on it.
And by the way, I'm looking at the views. We didn't lose any viewers. In fact, we gained viewers when I left. I think it's more popular of a show when I'm not on it. So
I seriously doubt it.
But
really
y'all, we ran into one little issue. He's got to come back and fix some things. But I just got to give the Lord praise here.
Okay.
I got fiber in my house. Let me tell you, why does that matter to you? Because now I got good internet. That means I'm going to be doing more shows, more breaking news shows. I can do them faster. Man, I'm excited.
Oh, he is going to be such a brat now.
I am. Oh, I'm going to be such a brat. I'm going to be
such an internet. Just such a snob.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. J.D. Vance says that UFOs are demons. Come on, let's just listen to JD.
We're working on it. It's funny.
You're going to release all the UFO files?
We're working on it. It's funny. When I came in, I was obsessed with the UFO files. And then you start getting really busy worrying about the economy and national security and things like that. But I've still got 3 more years as vice president. I will get to the bottom of the UFO files.
Okay. Have you peeked? Have you done a peek?
Have I what?
Have you done a peek? Have you
So I actually haven't. I have
full
not.
Independence Day.
I have not been able to spend enough time on this to really understand it, but I am going to. Trust me, I'm obsessed with this. I've already had a couple of times where I'm like, all right, we're going to Area 51. We're going out to New Mexico. We're going to sort of get to the bottom of this.
Let us know.
And then the timing of the trip just didn't work out. But trust me, anybody who's curious about this, I'm more curious than anybody. And I've got 3 years of the very, very tippy top of the classification. I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Okay, so you haven't been to Area 51 yet.
Not
Okay.
yet.
Some
Not
people
yet.
say they keep the UFOs in Ohio. You know, they might,
Yeah, Hangar
right
18, Hangar 18, right?
under your nose the whole time.
I've heard that as well, but I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet.
Okay. All right. Well, we're waiting for it. We saw Aliens.gov.
And you know me.
We saw
You know me.
Aliens.gov.
I don't think they're aliens. I think they're demons anyway, but that's a longer discussion.
Well, I can't let you go without a follow-up on that, because Barack Obama is on this podcast and he goes, "Yeah, aliens are real, but like, here's where they're not." And you know,
I did not.
And so Obama says, yes, aliens are, he gets asked point blank, are aliens real? He said, oh, yeah. And then he goes, but they're not at Area 51. And
well, where are they, bro?
Well, that's what he says. Okay. Right. That's a great question. Trump had to go save him, and he said he's going to declassify.
Okay.
So you think they're demons?
Well, look, I think that celestial beings who fly around, who do weird things to people, I think that the desire to describe everything celestial, everything is otherworldly, to describe it as aliens. I mean, every great world religion, including Christianity, the one that I believe in, has understood that there are weird things out there, and there are things that are very difficult to explain. And I naturally go, when I hear about sort of extra natural phenomenon, that's where I go to, is the Christian understanding that, you know, there's a lot of good out there, but there's also some evil out there. And I think that one of the devil's great tricks is to convince people he never existed.
Okay.
Well, go ahead and preach a little bit, JD.
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at L.A. Marzulli and see if he has a video on this. Does anyone know?
I think he's out. This is old. I mean, this game, old is now 3 days is old. This was 3 days ago. So he's already got a video on that, I'm sure.
It's just so old.
But,
wow.
you know, hey, I mean, look, I noticed somebody said, have you noticed how everybody's so lighthearted?
There it is. 1 day ago, Vice President Vance talks Area 51.
Emergency show by L.A. Marzulli. Hey, do you guys know, follow Ted Nugent and his wife, Shemane? She has a tremendous show. We've been talking, and by the way, she's just got my book. She's reading my book right now, Ted Nugent's Wife. Be looking for, and the reason I'm saying that is while we're talking, I just saw I had a message from her. So we're getting ready to schedule for me to go on her show. She's going to be on, she's also has a show on Real America's Voice TV network that we'll be talking about as well. So I think it's pretty exciting because people like her and others are interested in this subject.
Yes.
She wanted to read the book. And I said, and I was so blessed. I messaged her back and said, because she showed me a picture of her book. And I said, oh, did my publisher send you that book? She said, no, I bought it off of Amazon. And I was like, wow, I'm so blessed by that.
Yeah, that happened. And I don't know if you've been on air or had even a chance. I mean, this is basically the last 4 days of my life is a blur. I'm still trying to catch up. It's kind of crazy. Have you mentioned to anyone that you're probably going to be making an appearance on Skywatch TV?
I have not.
Which is such a huge and great honor.
I have been
as
invited.
well as
Mondo Show and Jim Baker.
Jim Baker and Mondo de la Vega.
Yep. The Mondo Show.
It's a lot. Hopefully we can have more to report in the future.
Yeah.
And guys, don't forget, we will be in
Hear the Watchman.
Is it Missouri?
Springfield, Missouri.
Springfield, Missouri.
Hear the Watchman.
In August for Hear the Watchman conference.
Put it up
you
there.
have time to get a ticket. Those of you who are in that area, come on, you can drive out. And of course, we would love to meet you, but there are so many speakers. Look at this lineup. How tremendous. These are people that I currently know or have so long to meet.
Yes.
I know almost all of these people. I've met some of them, and others I've been like following and just wanting to be able to meet and be in a conference with. And we're going to get to do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
So we say thank you for our great moderators. Willow's got the link there. HearTheWatchman.com. HearTheWatchman, MEN, not man.com. And
this is an easy one because this is a hotel conference center.
Yep.
If you can go ahead and get a room there, you won't have to get on the road and travel to make it to the meetings. I think maybe they have a restaurant on site.
Yeah.
It looks like a really nice place. And I like that. That getting on the road, having to get up really early, get on the road, fight the traffic, it can wear on your nerves, but hey, this is going to be easy.
Well, this documentary, this is I got one more thing to show you, and then we're going to get the votes in.
Okay.
But there is another documentary that just dropped, and we had the conference, so we hadn't had a chance to watch it yet, and we're going to try to get a hold of it. It's called the AI doc or AI documentary, and I want to give you a preview.
Did we
of
talk
this.
about this last week?
We were going to, but
Okay.
we didn't get a chance to.
Going to. That's right.
How does AI understand pretty much everything? It's surprisingly straightforward. Intelligence is about recognizing patterns. Patterns? Patterns. Patterns. If you have learned those patterns, you can generate new information. AI is moving so fast.
It's being deployed prematurely. There's so much potential for things to go wrong.
Why can't we just stop? All these companies are in a race to get AI that's vastly more intelligent than people within this decade. China, North Korea, Russia.
Whoever wins is
What's
essentially
Who's
the
making
controller
this documentary?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
Who it is.
of humankind.
We need to take the threat from AI as seriously as global nuclear war.
It feels like I have to find these CEOs.
If this technology goes wrong,
AI is the collapse of humanity.
well, not the collapse, the abrupt extermination. Our kids will never be smarter than an AI.
Hi, buddy. This technology is insanely powerful and also insanely scary.
We have to come together.
We need the government to do something.
What if it's expanding what is humanly possible?
The only time more exciting than today is tomorrow.
Are we doomed? Are we all going to face this techno-dystopian future of doom?
It's not good news, the world that we're heading into. Yeah. I know people who work on AI risk who don't expect their children to make it to high school.
That's what killed me about this one.
That don't expect their children to make it to high school.
What?
These are the people that are the leading voices. These are not podcasters trying to get clicks. These are the people that are building the things that are saying this.
Yeah. Take that with a grain of salt at the very least. But that statement that guy made, if that didn't shake you, I don't.
Exactly.
I
All right, the nominees for the Golden Chicken Award are.
Okie doke. Here we go. Number 1 is New Ballroom is a Shed. Yeah, all right. Number 2, Figure AI, the Robot Interview. Thank you, Sean Ryan.
That's a pretty good one.
Number 3, Peter Thiel, Halter is tracking the cows now.
The cow tracking fence was pretty wild.
Yeah. And number 4, AI documentary, Abrupt Extermination, what we just saw right there.
All right, so you've waited an entire week for it. It's back. The Larry. I got fiber. Internet.
One more time, the nominees are New Ballroom is a Shed. Number 2, Figure AI, Robot Interview. Number 3, Peter Thiel, Halter is tracking the cows. And number 4, the AI documentary. And yeah, they said Abrupt Extermination. Do not make me slap you, please. I'm definitely in a slapping mood tonight. Okay, stop! No, I cannot do this with you dancing all over the place.
Well, you have to handle that, baby, because that's what I do.
Okay. We're a little bit close, but I think we have... this might be one of the closest we've ever had. Oh, goodness. Y'all are coming in at the last minute.
4's making it around. They just handed the baton off to 4.
4 is rallying.
4's rallied. I think 4 may have just come back from death.
I see one person voting for 2. Okay.
Larry dances better than Trump. Thank you, Marsha. Marsha.
I think we got it.
And the winner of the Golden Chicken Award, where's the Golden Chicken? The winner.
Tonight's winner, the way I see it, is number 4, AI documentary, Abrupt Extermination.
I'm just giddy. Y'all got fiber.
Yeah. You are plum giddy.
I'm plum giddy. I got fiber
I'm telling
in there.
you, he's going to be such a
I'm
snob.
going to make a show like midnight tonight, uploaded in 30 seconds.
Not going to be able to be dealt with.
Yes.
Anywho, we are so glad for you who tuned in tonight. We're so thankful for those of you who were at the conference with us, whether in person or watching on streaming. And remind you once again, you can still purchase that conference and you don't want to miss it. It's got some excellent and wonderful moments.
If you go to prophecyconference26.com, get the streaming purchase ticket, you will get access to this. As you can see, day 1, day 2, 3 sessions, day 3, 2 sessions. All of these are the complete entire sessions. Everything that everybody in the room experienced, you will get to experience it. And you can still go to prophecyconference26.com and get that. We want to say one more time that no matter where we're at, whether you're in person with us or online, but we are certainly awake. One more time, Prophecy.
We have breaking news. Breaking news.
In regard to 2026, I believe that God is giving birth to a reaping generation.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
The Spirit of the Lord is saying, you are made for this time. You are made for this time. I'm giving you reformers. I'm giving you leaders. I'm giving you people that can stand and rise with the world and the way things are going.
We do live a supernatural existence. We do live in a world where there is a cosmic war constantly for your soul. The sooner you can come understand that that is a reality, everything else just falls into place.
I'm going to tell you right now that the technology for the bring about the mark of the beast is on its way.
Jesus said, look for the days of Noah. Go back and study the days of Noah and bow up, man up, woman up, put your armor on, grab your sword, and get ready. Because disclosure day is here. All right, I'm back. If you're still watching, I'm back to let you know that I just read that some of you are having an issue with being able to purchase. I forgot to do one thing. So this is how the sausage gets made. So just everybody hold right there for just a second. And I'm going to make sure before I get off of here that that you can purchase those tickets. All right, so hang on. Let me bring Sandy back in.
Yeah, we're still here, guys.
All right, 3, 6, let's see.
Hang
6,
tight.
5. We're going to fix this.
If anybody can do it, he can.
I'm going to do it on the fly here.
Boom, boom, boom. And,
All right,
and don't you dare forget, he has fiber now.
I have fiber.
Somebody said Metamucil.
What does that mean? Oh, that kind of fiber. Okay. No.
Somebody said something about your fiber being important. Oh, and here, Anita says, his fiber Metamucil has Bishop doing the potty dance.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
my goodness. She said you did potty dance.
Why is this not working? I see manage.
Guys, just
Everybody
bear
stay
with him. He
stay
does this. He sits there, he does things, and he talks to himself.
Yes.
Every once in a while, I'll say, what did you say? He's like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Metamucil.
All right, just hang on.
Metamucil.
Okay, let's see. All right, what do I need to do?
Much love to all of you out there.
Okay. Events, okay. Let's see. Keep talking about it.
Okay, so I'm allowed to talk?
No
Okay.
dead air. No dead air.
Okay.
No dead air.
So, anywho, I am going to get on that movie thing and see what the potential is for that to be able to happen. I would love to do that. I would love to have as many of you come down and be with us as possible. But again, we love you and we want to thank you for participating with us at the conference and remind you just how special it was and what it meant to us for you to be a part of our communion and especially our baptism. I was joking with someone last night. If we had had a foot washing, we could have had a spiritual trifecta. We could have had communion, baptism, and
You're
foot
freaking
washing.
people out now. They're thinking about a foot washing. They're like, I ain't coming to a conference if there's a foot washing.
Exactly. I think that's why nobody has them anymore. It's kind of weird.
All right, so it should be available to be purchased now. ProphecyConference26.com, ProphecyConference26.com. Try it. If you can't, comment down in the comment section and let me know they're still not working. Refresh your browser. It should work. We ain't woke. We certainly are awake.
Wait, good
God
night.
bless.
We have breaking news. Breaking news.
In regard to 2026, I believe that God is giving birth to a reaping generation.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
The Spirit of the Lord is saying, you are made for this time. You are made for this time. I'm giving you reformers, I'm giving you leaders, I'm giving you people that can stand and rise with the world and the way things are going.
We do live a supernatural existence. We do live in a world where there is a cosmic war constantly for your soul. The sooner you can come to understand that that is a reality, everything else just falls into place.
I'm going to tell you right now that the technology for the bring about the mark of the beast is on its way.
Jesus said, look for the days of Noah. Go back and study the days of Noah and bow up, man up, woman up, put your armor on, grab your sword, and get ready. Because Disclosure Day is here.
Help us build the Big Picture family. We're on a mission to wake up the world to what is really going on. Go to LarryRagland.com to give a one-time gift or become a monthly partner. Any amount blesses the entire Big Picture family. While you're there, pick up our book, I See Greatness in You. Browse our merchandise store, connect on social media, and get on the Big Picture mailing list at LarryRagland.com. Join us and be a part of the Big Picture family, where we ain't woke, but we are certainly awake. Help us build